Yo, what is good? What is good? Good, my people, man. We are back. The Redshirt podcast back, episode 14. Pride comes before the fall, man. I am your host as always, your man DG. Got my guy in the building with me, my boy Tre at that way 816. I got news, guys. My Twitter's back. I'm back, baby. Officially. So follow. If you haven't been following me, follow me at underscore keep it prolific as well. You don't have to follow your dreams anymore. You can follow me. Anyway, man, it's good to be back. I'm glad I got my Twitter back and everything. Glad that's all fixed or whatever. It seems like shout out to my hackers in Nigeria. Be your own people sometimes. But hey, man, shout out to Nigeria showing love, man. Appreciate that. Anyway, we are back, man. I think we just wrapped up. Was it week 9 of the college football season?
Yeah, week 9.
Yeah, week 9 of the college football season is in the books. A lot going on. A lot of things happening in the college football landscape. I think we finally got our first playoff predictor from ESPN and the bracketology that they've been doing over there. So I'm gonna try to pull that up tonight. We'll talk a little bit about that. Also, another one, bite the dust down there in the swamp, and we'll talk about that for a little bit. But Tre, how you feeling, bro? How things been going?
Man, it's been a weekend, man. It's just like from coaching to coaches getting fired to teams looking on the back end of being in the college football playoffs to some teams being absolutely eliminated off the crazy stuff that they've already done. I mean, we've always said this is a week to week basis. Every Saturday means something. And now it's just like we saw a little bit of it Saturday. We saw some teams look a little We saw some teams just eliminated themselves out of the playoff picture. I mean, it's a lot on the board. It's a lot on the board, but it was a great weekend.
Yeah, definitely a great weekend for sure, especially of college games that went on. Crazy slate of games for real. To be honest, I'm trying to pull something up right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, crazy slate of games, especially with the top 25 going on. We'll go around the schedule really quick. Indiana with a huge win over UCLA, 56-6, a dominating win for Indiana. Texas A&M goes to LSU and whoops upon the Tigers down in Death Valley. We'll get to some news out of Death Valley here soon. Uh, Alabama survives a scare from South Carolina, 29-22, which was a really good game going down the stretch. Your Mizzou Tigers, unfortunately, went to Nashville and suffered defeat in Bo Perbula. Took a nasty injury down there. So, yeah, I was rooting for y'all, man. I was hoping y'all because I wanted to. I hate Diego Pavia so much.
We gonna talk about that.
Right. We'll get to that. We'll get to that soon. We had Ole Miss traveling to Norman, Oklahoma, and virtually, I think, in my opinion, ending the Oklahoma Sooners season. Lane Kiffin and the boys go down there and get a big dub. Georgia Tech continues to dominate the ACC at this point in time, 41-16. Oregon goes to Wisconsin and kind of a lackluster performance from them. Still got the dub over there in West, in the Ottawa Zoo, but they pull it off. Doofy and the boys down in Miami with a big dub over Stanford, especially bouncing back after that loss from Louisville. So, yeah, a lot going on in the top 25. A lot of shuffling going on in the top 25. Oh, I forgot my Texas Longhorns traveled to the Cowbells. The Cowbells was ringing, ding, ding, ding. It was all party and vibes up 17. All the screaming and yeah. And then Arch Manny went to work. Ryan Niblett went to work,
Yeah.
and the comeback was sealed. Yeah, shout out to my Texas Longhorns, man. A game that I'll give y'all a backstory real quick.
Go
I
ahead.
was
Let it go,
I was
DG.
supposed to go shopping, go grocery shopping with wifey. Uh, the game started at 3, and I'm thinking, okay, I'll watch the game. We'll beat Mississippi State. We'll get to the grocery store around like 5:36 ish, somewhere around there, right before they close. We'll get them
Right.
shopping, for the weekend because we were gonna make Sunday dinner and everything like that. That didn't go as planned. Boy, was I in my room sweating bullets through about 3.5 ish quarters of that game. It was looking real dire. I really, I didn't give up hope, but at the same time, I was like, we're really gonna lose to Mississippi State, and this is wild. Our season is gonna be over. So yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, brother. I'm over here watching. I'm getting ready because I had to go somewhere later that night. I'm over here looking. They giving little things in. You got Brandon Walker, the idiot from Barstool Sports, who's over there in Mississippi
Oh
State,
yeah.
over there talking mash and loving it. I said, I hope. I was like, I
Hands
hope
down,
Marshall's
hands
come back.
down.
Yeah, I was just hoping. I was like, come back and beat these dudes. Like, no disrespect to Mississippi State. I just wanted y'all to win because Brandon Walker was there.
The funny part is that the game when it touched down, he was in the end zone, and he said, I think he caught it. Died laughing, bro. Yeah, seeing Portier kind of clown him after the game was it was I don't even like that guy, but it was hilarious to see him troll him after the game. But yeah, man, it was a very, very gutsy comeback win by such a young Texas Longhorns team at this point in time, without one of the best safeties in the nation too, without Michael Taft. It was very, very gritty. I'm glad they were able to get it done. They move on now to this week to a very, very challenging game against Vanderbilt. Very good Vanderbilt team coming to the 40 acres. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit as well too. But we do have to get to some news
Talk
coming
about it,
out
man.
of the Death Valley, man. Like we said, shout out to the Texas. Oh, that just didn't even sound.
I don't know. No, don't.
Shout out to my ops, man.
Oh,
I gotta give them props. They did go down and get a big dub in Death Valley, and they literally destroyed LSU.
no, they did.
Marcel Reed and the boys did their thing, but yeah. After a devastating loss to Texas A&M, LSU has fired Brian Kelly. After I think he's there for was he there for 3 years, 4 years,
3 to 4 years, yeah,
4 years or something like that. Um, from what I've heard from the LSU fan base, this was a long time coming. They've been waiting on Brian Kelly to get fired.
yeah.
To be honest with you, bro, I never really understood how he got this job.
Me neither.
Because I understand being at Notre Dame and you take Notre Dame to a national championship, which Notre Dame hadn't been to a national title game in a long time. But they got smoked, like smoked in that game by Nick Saban and them. And then somehow Brian Kelly gets rewarded for that. Like,
Yeah, he got a promotion.
Which was literally insane to me. But yeah, was at LSU. I just never felt like he fit the vibes of a legitimate LSU kind of coach. That awkward recruiting video that happened when he first got there. He's behind the like he doesn't strike me as like a player's coach for real. I never really felt like he was ever able to get some of those younger kids to buy into his system or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on Brian Kelly being?
Number one, Notre Dame fans were out there celebrating, which I understand why they don't really like Brian Kelly, of course.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, that's
Where Colton took you to a national chip, that's saying a lot.
They don't like it. I was sitting over there and I was looking at it and I was like, wow, man, I didn't feel like when he would try and say something, whenever he would try like joke, laugh, make trolls or whatnot. Like I remember when Jaden Daniels was with LSU and they were getting ready to come to Missouri, and he said, "Make sure you have your Columbia jackets." Like that wasn't a good joke. And then he turns around and I think I saw him like trying to get a recruit, and they were doing the thing where it's like the cameras go around and this little, and he's over there doing the dances. I'm like Ed Ogeron is like, yeah, he'll do that. But this dude's over there, like, nigga, this ain't 80s Funky Town. Right. This ain't Funky Town over in Raytown. You don't do that. So it's just like it didn't really look good. Of course, he's gonna have the talent because it's LSU, but like he really never brought anything together over there. Like you had some very explosive players come out of there. You had Jaden Daniels, you had Malik Neighbors, you had Kyra Lacey, God rest his soul. You had a lot of quality players. Mm-hmm. Like even now, Mason Taylor, Will Campbell, got young rookies, young second, third year players who were really doing well in the league. Mm-hmm. And you haven't gone to an SEC championship game. Actually, no, he's been to one SEC championship game. He doesn't like LSU was bottom of the pack 2 years ago defensively. They really weren't all that great. And then you had a guy that a lot of people are hyping up in Garrett Nussmeier, and he just really ain't looked great. He hasn't looked good at all.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought Nuss was gonna have a great year this year.
We all thought that.
It didn't turn out that way at all. I should have listened to my good friend Hollywood, but you know.
I should have listened. Yeah, I listened to a shout out Jonas. His name is Nonchalant on Twitter. He came into a college football space that I was in. He was like, "Man, I need to leave." I said, "What you need to leave?" We just lost to Vandy. I'm like, Vandy's a good team, but I'm like, what? He said, "Bro, we never lose to Vandy." And then I took a look at it. I was looking at it, and I'm like, bro, they're getting blown out by Texas A&M in Death Valley.
Right.
LSU just they really need a team that has come from tons of guys who have won decorative awards to being consistently in the college football playoff to being in contention for national championships to I mean, I don't think has LSU played Bama yet? I mean,
no.
This is a team that usually puts up a really good fight against Bama. Like, you lost to quality teams because if we go through the record, Clemson, that was a preseason hype. You clearly see where they're at now. La Tech, they were in a struggle match with them, DG. Florida, they won by 10, and Florida is not a good team right now. Mm-hmm. They got good players. They don't have a good team. Southeast Louisiana, they lost at Ole Miss. They barely beat South Carolina. They lost to Vanderbilt. They lost to Texas A&M. Like, their losses, they have quality losses. They don't have nothing to show up in the win compartment. Yeah. This isn't the regular LSU.
Yeah.
In 1904 says in 2 weeks. It is in 2 weeks. Yeah. That team is Garrett Nussmeier. If we also go through his statistics, you can pull it up if you need to. Garrett Nussmeier is 176 for 267. That's a 66% completion average for only 1,800 yards. A lot of quarterbacks are hitting 2,000s. Then he's got a rating of 12 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. which is okay, but it's not to the level what we thought that they would be. And this offense has just really looked stagnant. Like, this offense does not look like, oh, this is a firepower team. We looked at different teams that we criticized Auburn and Hugh Freeze because of the fact that they can't average 30 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
Texas or LSU has done it once.
Yeah.
Only done it once. And that was to Southeast Louisiana.
Yeah, looking at this, man. Brian Kelly's record against top 25 teams while he was at LSU was 4-11.
Tristan Key's already decommitted in 1904. He's over at Tennessee now.
4-11 against the top 25. He was 5-10 against ranked teams as a head coach. And yeah, just 35 and 37 overall in his career against top 25 teams. So
let me know if you can see this. Can I see this?
Yeah, I can pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up now.
Because I'm looking at it. There it is. So if you're looking at this whole thing, this was a preseason hype, but this was a battle of the Death Valleys. Like, we have yet to see Grant Nussmeier throw for over 300 yards. Of course, you got a running back in Harlan Berry. You got Caden Durham. You got other people. Just like, look at this. This is not impressive stats for the people that they played. These are not impressive stats.
Yeah.
And Brian Kelly has again refused to get LSU to where they need to be. There's never been a time that during my young lifestyle when I've watched LSU be 2-3 in conference play.
Right. This
is not a good look. And they got 3 teams that if they show up on the wrong day, they will beat them. We already know what Bama's gonna do them. Arkansas is gonna be in a grudge match with them. Oklahoma at Norman is not a great place to play. These last 4 games have been atrocious.
Yeah. Trey was just talking about the offense.
And that's the key point right there. You had 9 turnovers, or 9. You had a few turnovers against Florida. DJ Lagway threw 3 interceptions. And you only got 9 points out of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ultimately, I think what it really boiled down to, I never saw him as a guy that got players to really buy in to what he was kind of preaching down there. Just seeing some of the behind the scenes thing, he just didn't strike me as a player's coach. And I think especially at the college level, the NFL level, you can kind of get away with that just because guys are getting paid high dollar amount or whatever. Everybody's pretty much professionals. At the college level, you have to be somewhat sentimental to where these kids are coming from, especially at a place like LSU, where you're recruiting in those areas or whatever. I just never felt like he could relate to that area for real.
And you've had the same quarterback, man. Like, these are supposed to be numbers that can help you win a championship.
Yeah.
And we're already halfway through. He doesn't even have half.
I just said that. He
doesn't even have half of the numbers that he just had last year.
Yeah, I told you, once we all seen that video of him and the recruit that he was behind, like, it was just weird, bro. Like,
it was just like, hold on, let me try and pull it up. Hold on, let me try and pull, because that right there.
Well, you knew this guy's not gonna make it. LSU would be them. So let's talk about that moving forward. And I think 1904 brought up a question I wanted. What's the chances that Lane Kiffin takes the LSU job, even though Saban advised him not to?
I was about to say, you want to see the video? Does everybody want to see the video?
Sure.
And of course, it's the right foot creep.
One time for Brian Kelly.
One time for the one time. Bye, Brian Kelly. Because this right here was absolutely atrocious. I'll take a look.
I say right foot creep, ooh, walking with that heater. Look around, stay low, make sure they don't see you. Catch some bad, walk down, face them with that heater.
I can't even continue. That's how bad it was.
Sayonara, dog. They gave you life.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving forward, like I said, what's the chances that Lane Kiffin? Obviously, Lane Kiffin has come up as the top candidate, and for this job at this point in time. We know the tremendous job that he's obviously done at Ole Miss, especially this year, and he's probably end up going to be I think at the top of LSU's radar right now. Do you see Lane Kiffin being a fit in Death Valley in the swamp? Or
as a player coach?
My bad. So
no, you're good. As a player coach, he fits. But as him in general, I don't think so, because the thing about Lane is a troll guard. He's a trolling coach. He loves to troll.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing with Whit White and his girlfriend, that was, that was weird. And he said take it over, which I thought is honestly, like Ladarius just said it. Honestly, I think his fit is at the University of Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 big jobs that are open right now. So
2 big jobs. If you go there, if you can keep DJ Lagway and you can help change him, because the thing about it is you don't have to worry about Lane Kiffin. You don't have to worry about Lane Kiffin and quarterbacks. Like he made Matt Corral look good. He made a lot of quarterbacks look good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just
I would say that I probably would see him as more of a fit for the Florida job. He's already kind of stated that apparently he's not leaving Ole Miss. And he's not. It's no dollar amount that'll get him to sway to. He doesn't care about money. It's like that's such cap, dog. He knows if Florida comes with that bag, dog, it's a wrap down there. Ole Miss, but yeah, I don't foresee him being going to LSU. I know that there are some LSU fans that are stake their claim and want him to be down there with him. But yeah, I don't know if that's gonna end up happening. I think he either stays at Ole Miss or he takes that Florida job as well. Especially with how he could be able to recruit at Florida. And good point. Show no state tax.
No state tax.
Yeah. That changes a lot of rich people's minds.
Yeah. What Tyreek say? Them taxes, man.
Them taxes. Yeah. Let's move on, man. Shout out to Brian Kelly, man. Moving on to the top 25, man. A lot of change and action going on with the top 25. A lot of shifting and moving. Of course, nothing. It's changed with the number 1 team in the land. Ohio State continues their dominance, staying number 1. Indiana at 2. Texas A&M after their resounding victory in Death Valley moves up to 3. Alabama, I think they were 4. They were 4 last week.
Yeah, Bama. Actually,
no movement for them. Yeah, no movement for them.
Yeah, no, they stay put.
Yeah. Georgia at 5, Oregon at 6, Ole Miss at 7 after a big dub in Norman, Oklahoma. Georgia Tech has moved up to 8, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm low key afraid of them. That's a team that I think could ruin some people's CFP brackets for sure, because I think a lot of people are going to sleep on them, and I think they're going to upset somebody in this bracket. Vanderbilt obviously moves up to 9 after a big victory over Mizzou at home. Diego Pavia.
Which we gonna get to my Tigers in a second. I gotta relocate.
Right. You good? Go ahead. Doofy and the boys in Miami stay at 10. BYU, what they got beat? Are they tied for 10? I didn't even realize that. Or is that a typo? That must be a typo. They meant to put BYU at 11. Notre Dame at 12. Texas Tech wraps up at 13. Tennessee at 14. Virginia at 15. And then you see the rest of the rankings as well. Cincinnati, I think, has climbed their way up into the top 25 at 17. I'm trying to think if there's anybody, new teams that's added to this. I think Utah was already ranked at this point. So yeah, a lot of good movement right now for the top 25. Seems like a lot of people. I'm trying to find. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find the words. Trade leaving that kind of threw me off. But yeah, Oklahoma's dropping to 18. Memphis, what? Memphis was ranked. Yeah, Memphis was not ranked last week. They're. I don't understand why they're. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just being a hater. Am I being a hater, y'all? What's your hater on Memphis? Is Memphis good? Are we sure about them?
I don't know. They might be good.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Houston was in. I don't think they were ranked as well either. I think they could be a sneaky team as well too.
There was some hiders.
Right.
No, I don't think Memphis was right. No, Memphis was not right. It was USF was ranked.
They beat South Florida. Yeah, I guess so. What are your thoughts on the new top 25 and how you feeling about it?
It's crazy. Hold on, I'm getting a call.
Good. As you're doing that, y'all, national championship odds also have been updated as well. Not a lot of real movement here. Of course, Ohio State continues to remain the top favorite in the land. Indiana. Are we? Is everybody surprised by Indiana as I am? But I think they're really good. Like I really think that they could give Ohio State a really good game in that Big Ten championship if they get there. Fernando Mendoza has been lights out, man. But I'm not surprised. Indiana obviously made the CFP last year, so but to be this high, to be second favorites in the land, yeah, they were definitely good last season. Alabama, I think, has really bounced back well after that devastating loss that they had in Seminole Land, which is Florida State. What a disaster Florida State is. All that hype in the beginning of the year, and they did absolutely nothing with it. Texas A&M remains the fourth best favorite as well. Aggies have played really good ball. I gotta give them credit, even though they're my ops. I do gotta give them credit to a certain extent. They have really been impressive over the season. I was not expecting them to really be that good this year. I thought they'd be a ranked team, but at the same time, I didn't think they'd be that. Yes, they was. Yeah. Bama's definitely bounced back. Shout out to Kalen DeBoer and company. They've done a great job of taking that loss and then turning it into real success. Oregon still seems to be for real as well too. Dante Moore, I think. Can Dante Moore win the Heisman? Does anybody else feel like that? I think Dante Moore could be a sneaky dark horse Heisman winner. Notre Dame continues to be impressive, especially after their 2 losses earlier this season. No, okay, all right, Chuck. Yeah. Miami, Ole Miss, Texas Tech, and Vanderbilt wrap up the national championship odds. Heisman odds, man. Ty Simpson is the Heisman odds favorite at this point in time. Although there's a person I think that probably will win this award, and I don't think he's getting enough hype right now. But I think people are kind of waiting to see what happens with this team. I really think Marcel Reed should be the Heisman favorite right now. Probably him. To me, him and Julian saying. I don't think I think Ty Simpson deserves to be in the running as well too. I don't want to talk about him.
Yeah. Sorry, I had a couple calls. Going back to the
go back to the top 25.
If we go back to the odds, honestly, the best team that I see is Ohio State. I don't know if they can beat Oregon because I'm gonna tell you this: even though they did beat them there, Dan Lanning does not lose to a team consecutive times. Dan is a guy that has been he was under Saban and he was under Kirby. Like that's those are two balanced breakfasts right there.
Right.
I think that this Oregon team, the thing about it is what they are is compared to different teams, they're very resilient. Like the fact that they acknowledge that Indiana loss and they come back from that and they absolutely obliterate Rutgers. I know Rutgers is not on the same level. I know. Oregon is one of those teams that they can really put up and they can play. Yeah. So right now, I'll say Ohio State will be Oregon. But deep down, what I hear from Oregon, and low-key I support Oregon outside of Mizzou, I think that's going to be a toss-up game for sure. But I'm going to lean a little bit on Ohio State.
I'm still skeptical if Ohio State wouldn't have their hands full with Indiana, bro. Indiana's played well. They've been dominating teams.
Absolutely.
This year.
Indiana's played. This is a three-headed monster. We did not expect. I didn't expect to see Indiana. This is one of the biggest stories in college football. Is Fernando Mendoza. He leaves Cal, goes to Indiana, and now they're this perennial powerhouse. Yeah. You got Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon. Ohio State and Oregon will not play each other unless they see each other in the Big Ten championship game. Mm-hmm. But I think these three teams will make the college football playoff.
Right.
So you're looking at that from a perspective of kind of like what Ladarius just said. You don't want to play Oregon twice. Oregon's not a team twice. Ohio State is not a team you want to play twice. These three teams, you don't want to play twice. Kirk Cignetti, Ryan Day, and Dan Lanning, three coaches are absolutely, yes, Cignetti is exactly what James Franklin was supposed to be. Yes. Indiana, Penn State should have been where Indiana is right now. But poor James Franklin sucks. That's why he's out of a job.
Anyway, moving on. As you were speaking about the CFP, Joe Klatt recently released his newest November bracket prediction. It's kind of closely related to what ESPN dropped as well too for their playoff prediction, which I think they have another show coming up on the 4th here soon of them predicting where this bracket is going to end up. I think we get the first look of where this bracket could end up being though. Obviously, T has the top 4 teams: Ohio State, Alabama, Indiana, and Texas A&M. Wrapping up the top 4 with Miami, Ole Miss, Georgia, and Texas Tech all getting home games in the first round. The only team.
I'm gonna tell you.
What's the fascination with UCF?
Is USF is because like I said last week.
Oh yeah, USF.
I'm sorry. Memphis USF game. Even though Memphis won, I don't know why in the world Joe Klatt is still thinking USF is in there. I thought that whoever won that game should be my pick for the 12th spot, but Joe Klatt clearly has an infatuation with USF. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what the infatuation is either. Go ahead, continue. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good because I'm sitting over here thinking. I'm like, hey, Doofy, you ain't winning no national championship. If this is the case, you ain't winning.
Yeah, if this is the route that Carson Beck has to take to try to win a national title, good luck. because
bye. No,
You-
forget it. It's
if
goodbye.
they beat South Florida, having to play Bama in the next round, and then possibly probably playing Ohio State in the semi, I don't see. There's no way I see Carson Beck doing that in any realm. Hell would have to freeze over
Doofy ain't winning.
before I believe that. Out of this bracket, this was the bracket, right? Which one of these lower seeds could you see being that team that upsets people to get to a national title?
Oregon.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I'm gonna say Oregon. This is according to as of right now. Okay, I think that this is the 8-9 seed. Ole Miss and Texas and Tennessee are two toss-up games. These two teams have some similarities, and these are two SEC games, and the game's gonna be in Ole Miss, and that in itself is gonna be enough. Georgia Notre Dame, it could be something. Honestly, I think that Oregon has the better chance because I just don't know. We don't know the timetable of Texas Tech's quarterbacks because I know it's two of their quarterbacks are hurt. I don't know if the starter's back, but I know that the backup got hurt. Oregon with a defense that a lot of people try to doubt. They still have one of the best players in Mateo Uyunglele, DJ's little brother, better Uyunglele. I think that if Dante Moore can go into there, if Dante Moore can go in the Texas Tech, and I think that he can win that game. I think Keon Sadiq, hopefully future Chief Veach. Probably not gonna happen. Dante Moore, they got a plethora of receivers. Y'all really sleeping, but I'm gonna tell you the one person that I heard Oregon fans say. Okay, it is. I see what Chuck is saying, and that's great. You want to know who Oregon is hiding in the cut? Evan Stewart.
Yeah,
he's not out for the season.
Yeah,
he's in rehab right now, and Oregon is taking a slow, steady approach with it. They're making sure he's 110%. So you put Evan Stewart along Keon Sadiq, and Trayshawn Holden. No, Trayshawn Holden's gone. You put him alongside Keon Sadiq and DeCorian Moore. Oregon's offense is back to being a light show.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So I think that Oregon has a big weapon tucked in, and I think that once you bring him in, it's going to be bombs over Baghdad. And honestly, I don't know if I really believe in Marcel Reed. I think Marcel Reed is a good quarterback. I just don't know if I really trust him in a first year basis.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes for the Aggies. I'm praying on the downfall. To me, Ole Miss, I think is if it's not Oregon, to me, Ole Miss is probably the team that I would pick, especially if this is the way the bracket was gonna kind of play out. They could give people that could upset some people and make that run to the national title game. Think about Lane Kiffin beating Ryan O'Day in the quarterfinals.
Bro.
Cinema.
Josh Heupel.
Cinema. I would love to see it, especially the look on Lane Kiffin's face after beating Ryan O'Day and ending their season. Oh, that'd be phenomenal.
That is.
Anyway, but yeah, shots and Joe.
I'm not gonna lie to you, DP. Trinidad Chambers beating two perennial teams, like he already looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Trinidad Chambers comes in and beats Ohio State. Oh God,
crazy. Yeah, it'd be wild. Moving forward, man. Obviously, a lot of good games. Like I said, over the past weekend, we will get to Trey and his their defeat in Nashville, man. Obviously, we seen Missouri Tigers went on the road, and a very wacky game, man. Lost Bro Pabula. I think is he out for the year?
They're thinking that they think that they can rush him. Don't rush him. Please don't rush him. It is a dislocated ankle. I'm not gonna hear putting out negativity, but the one thing I do despise. Sorry, Brian Kelly, you're out of here. The one thing I do despise is I don't like when people do stuff like this. I think that a lot of things, and I think this young man, he's gotten a lot of backlash after the game. I'm not gonna say it's rightfully for him to like tear the kid down, but we have to acknowledge when there's bad football being played. I know that he probably is probably gonna say like this. He didn't mean to do it, and he didn't mean it. But DG, we talk about the ethics of football.
Mm-hmm.
This young man, I'm pulling it up right now. DG, if you could just upload it real quick.
Yeah, I got you.
Mr. Josh was saying before I start. Josh was saying he is a former BYU D lineman from that committed to Vanderbilt. This is his first year at Vanderbilt, and I just don't understand these kind of things. It's a 4th and 1. Missouri trying to go with a fake toss, QB power. Bo gets set up at the line. If you look at Josh here, I think this one's about. You see him right here, wrapping. He wraps, and rolls under. I know people want to say he didn't probably mean it, but this isn't good for the game. That happened to be the ankle that Bo dislocated. I'm not going to click out of this because there's a whole bunch of people who are calling for his head. Again, I'm not acting, but this is the kind of things we need to safeguard when it comes to the art of football. Is you got these kids who are twisting, turning, and potentially hurting players. And I think that's bad for the game. Yeah, he's been dirty. Yeah, Chuck, he's had a nature.
I think I heard about him.
Yeah.
When he was while he was at BYU.
That
I didn't see the injury to Bo Prabula, and prayers up to Bo Prabula, man. Hopefully he gets back pretty fast. But yeah,
to Chuck's point, I can't speak for Kirby Moore on that one, brother. That's not on Kirby for Bo. That dude, no, that's on the players. Getting out of that. Bright side is of course I'm hurt as a Missouri fan because I think that Bo, a lot of people criticize Bo because this is his first year starter, and I know some people will be like, oh my God, well he's played the whole entire season. Thing about it is the kid's still a first year. He's still going through growing pains. I think that I hate when I hear fans from my own fan base talk about Bo might be a bust or this, that, and the third. Like you sit on the bench 3 years in a row. Like a year ago, you're still sitting on that bench. You weren't playing. So I'm not gonna sit over here and do that. It's just but I don't want to down and count Bo out because I think Bo has a lot of upside. I think he's got a lot of potential that we have yet to impact. But on the other side, Matt Zollers, our freshman, former 5-star, that recruiting stages dropped him down to a 4-star. This kid, he showed me a lot. Mostly, I couldn't really watch it because, again, I had something to do later that night. So I was driving and I was listening to him, and it just seems like Zollers really – he felt ready for the moment, and I love that from a kid. I love that from a freshman because he sat up there. He's had a couple times where he's entered the game on crazy stuff, but he came into the game, led Missouri down in his first drive, I think first or second drive, and led them down to a touchdown, threw a touchdown pass. And that Hail Mary ball, I was like, I looked at it again. DG, not quarterbacks are making that kind of throw. That thing was still a lot of guys. That's a.
He gave it a shot at the end.
He did. It just kind of, again, I think that this game, had I looked at it and Bo not gotten hurt and just like Zollers just came in and did his thing, I would have felt a lot better. It's just for me personally, I was impacted because of the fact that I literally watched somebody purposely take my quarterback out. And the one thing that I'm hearing from fans is fire the OC. Oh my God. Like, I get it, you're disgruntled, but like right now I'm more focused on the kid. I'm always going to be a student kind of kid. I'm always going to be a player kind of fan. And to me, it's like there's a time and place. and the time and place isn't talking about the OC when your quarterback's hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, rough outing. For the Missouri
but
Tigers.
we didn't let Diego Pablo look like an MVP candidate or a Heisman candidate. Because I told people, I said, I don't know about that. It was like, oh, right. Diego. Chuck, I got to call you out again. I called you out on Saturday. I got to call you out again. Chuck, love my guy, Chuck. That's a brother to me. I'm going, Diego Pablo's going to do this and that. Nah. Diego he didn't have himself a great game.
Right. Sorry. the Blue Jays just hit back-to-back home runs to start the game.
No way. No, I was just going to find the remote. Hold on.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, shout out to the Missouri Tigers, man. Moving on this week. They
you got to take on the game.
They play Texas A&M. Need them to do
if you don't take on the game, no game.
Oh, my take on the I was kind of in and out because y'all game started a little bit before ours. Yeah. So I was trying to kind of keep track. I did see when Zoller came in or whatever. I thought for him to just come off the bench cold like that and be is he a redshirt freshman? For this bit pretty much be his first kind of action. I thought he played well. I thought he handled the moment really well. I think moving forward, I think with more reps, he could potentially give you guys serviceable play at this point. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, shout out to him, man. That's not an easy thing to do, to just come in cold off the bench and be put in that kind of environment. We all know the way that things have kind of been going for Vanderbilt and Nashville. That's not the easiest environment just to step into, and especially in a big game like that with so much on the line, and just and try to get you guys a win. And I thought he kept you guys competitive. He kept you in the game and honestly gave you guys a chance to potentially try to win it there at the end. So
the only thing else I would probably say is I am gonna give credit to a little bit for my OCs is because against Bama, we stopped running. Mm-hmm. Drake promised, he was like, before the Bama game, he said, he said this verbatim, he said, we have to be stubborn when it comes to running the ball because we teach so much about balance. And I think that when it wasn't hitting well early, Drink and company, they continuously said, no, we're going to keep running the ball. 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 And Ahmad Hardy was, I believe, 1 to 2 yards away from hitting 100 yards on a defense, on a rushing defense is one of the best in the country. I mean, that's the one thing I will give him credit for. I know that there's a lot of smoke right now about Eli and potentially going to Penn State, but for them to continuously battle, I'm not going to take a moral victory, but when you're telling me that the two teams, two of the top 10 teams in the country, Mizzou is lost by a combined 10 points, mm-hmm. you got to give yourself a lot more. You got to give yourself credit for that, especially on a quote unquote rebuilding year. We heard Gabe say it early in the year. Missouri, 8-4 is not bad for a quote unquote rebuilding year. So the fact that we're still in the conversation, and we're 6-2. And if you go in there and if you're able to shock the world and beat Texas A&M next week, not this Saturday because we got a bye week, but we got it next week, and then we go and we take care of business against Mississippi State, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. 8-4 does not sound bad at all for a rebuilding year.
Right. Yeah, man. We'll definitely see how things shape out and where they go from here. I definitely don't think the season is completely over for you guys at this point. So hopefully Zoller can step in and be able to bridge the gap for you guys for a little bit until we figure out everything that's going on with Bo. But
I wanted to say one quick baseball thing. Vlad has more home runs than Aaron Judge in the postseason.
And since we're being petty, we're going to be even more petty at this point in time because there was a particular team that took on another particular local team.
Oh, DG, remember
I don't
when
know. I don't know if you guys seen the news.
we saw? I don't know
over
if
the
you, DG.
weekend.
Before we even go into that, remember what we said? Fans were telling us, shout out Mark Gunnels. I mean, Mark was saying that he said after he said, remind y'all, Mark Gunnels, that's my guy. I'm gonna pull up the tweet. Shout out Jody Baker.
Yeah.
She kept it. Look, she kept it in the tuck.
I remember. I remember.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go find that tweet. Mark, we love you. We love you, Mark.
There was a particular time where I tried to tell Kansas fans, eventually it's gonna be basketball season for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Peterson. That's gonna be the hype all around campus. We got the number one player in the nation.
Hold on, let's do this, DG, because he done put so many. Hold on.
But over Saturday, I woke up. I started putting my plays in. I'm looking for some good lines to take or whatever, and I see Kansas State plus 7.5. I said, "Oh boy."
Oh, there's the best one I can get.
They really like KU like that.
Oh.
I said, let me take that. I think Kansas State can cover those points. Not only did they cover, they blew them out in the booth in Lawrence.
They told us, DG, they told us this is it. The streak is over. It's gonna end in Lawrence. Mark Gunnels. I just sent you one of Mark Gunnels' tweets. Go ahead and see that.
Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up. Don't mention my messages, y'all. No messages. Crazy. I just got my.
Because DG, he was talking mess.
He was talking a little spicy. I ain't gonna lie.
He was talking spicy. Click on that first one.
If KU doesn't beat K-State this year, they never will. That team is terrible in Manhattan. They should be 0-3. Got lucky last week.
Let's go to that second one, DG.
Interesting stuff here from our good brother, Mark Gunnels. Let me go to the second one. Get K-State out of the top 25. That's a bad product in Manhattan.
They told me, Trey, Jalen Daniels would have beat Bama at Missouri if he was at Missouri. He would have won that game. He's a better quarterback.
You know what? You know what I was told about Jalen Daniels? If Texas had Jalen Daniels, they'd be a top 5 team right now.
Oh,
he's a better quarterback than Arch Manning.
He's a better quarterback. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, really?
Jalen Daniels was 17 of 35. 129 yards. Passing, not rushing, passing. No touchdowns, 1 pick. You sold my ticket, Jalen. Because I tell
you. He definitely sold. He definitely sold me too because I took him for 2 touchdowns. I'm like, all right, Jalen at least will throw 2 touchdowns in this game.
Yeah.
Like, he'll at least give me 2. Nizzy. Nothing. Bro, I was so mad, man.
DG, we have the same amount of touchdowns that day.
Right? This is crazy. Absolutely insane. Shout out to the Kansas State Wildcats, man. Definitely not the year that we thought that we predicted that they were going to have, because obviously we were very high on Kansas State, but they've definitely bounced back, in good ways, especially beating their rival, who they call little brother in football at this point in time. Yeah, you ain't beat them, KU. But yeah, man, shout out to the K-State Wildcats, man. for getting a big dub. And that it was so sweet to watch them just blow them out in that newly renovated stadium. And it was glorious. The rain was coming down. To see those fans just being depressed and realizing, like, you know what, late night in the fog is coming up. I don't even care about this game.
It already happened, and they already complained about ticket sales there. When I sit there and I looked at it after the game, I did one little bit of trolling. I said, "When did y'all know that Avery Johnson was black?" Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he was black. I'm sorry, he is. But it was just like watching that team. K-State showed no mercy. I watched that game. That's the one game I did watch. I was sitting over getting ready for our game. I was watching that game. Avery Johnson, rushing touchdown. I said, oh. Jalen Daniels, he going 3 and out and throw. DG, they were up by that much, the final score. They ran a fake punt and almost scored again.
Yeah. It was pretty much belt. There was a lot of belt action in Lawrence. It was early too. It wasn't like it was just they took away the game late. Just ran away with it late, bro. It was all game long.
Early.
Belt, straight belt. Yeah, but yeah. Shout out to basketball season being in Lawrence. And hopefully KU fans enjoy that. But yeah, moving forward, man, I like I said, I was in and out with the Mizzou game because, of course, my team was on, and unfortunately, they weren't playing well for the first 3 quarters of that game. It looked like a disaster. Texas went to Starkville, man, and the first 3 quarters were god awful. Got down 17 points. The cowbells were ring-a-ling-a-linging, and they were going crazy. That Starkville crowd was hyped and thought that they were selling their way to, their first SEC win since 2023. But oh boy, Arch Manning and the boys, found a little courage, found a little love in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter there. Put together a couple great drives that I think. So Steve Sarkisian and them need to understand that they're going to start having to go up tempo a lot more. For some reason, this team operates offensively a lot better when they're going faster, and it worked for Arch. I think he played his best game of the year, in my opinion. This game he was especially in the second half, he was balling. One of the sole reasons we came back. Didn't hear a lot of people talking badly about Arch after this one. Unfortunately, got hurt, left the game in overtime due to concussion. So hopefully be able to possibly get him back this week. But if not, Matthew Caldwell will be getting the start for the Texas Longhorns up to the point. But I did have to shout out one of my guys, man, Ryan Niblett. I'm going to say
there you go, Ryan Niblett.
Ryan Niblett is
That's
the
my
best.
dog, yo. Ryan Niblett
is the best punt returner. Is the best punt returner in college football. And he should be an All-American. For sure.
Ryan Niblett that one.
Yeah. This was absolutely insane play from him to tie the game, especially late in the fourth quarter. Once this happened, bro, I knew we weren't losing. Like, I knew the comeback was complete. I was already thinking, like, momentum was back on our side. Those you can see it right there. The cowbells were silent. You could hear a pin drop in that stadium at that point. So, shout out to Ryan Niblett, man, for sealing the comeback for us, and pushing us over to 6-2. And now a big matchup going forward against.
Hey, look at this face, DGU.
Yeah, Jeff Lebby. That's I gotta talk about that. Jeff Levy.
Okay.
You sat there on film and watched Ryan Nibley have a punt return touchdown against Oklahoma to seal the game. Then be the sole reason why we even scored in Lexington, Kentucky. And you decided, yeah, let's kick to this kid with 1:55 left on the clock in the fourth quarter.
Return it?
That's smart.
He's not going to return it.
Yeah, he's not gonna. He's not dangerous. Like it made no sense. If I was a Mississippi State fan, I'd be so pissed at Jeff Levy right now because why? What was the point of that? You would literally think like especially with the way that Texas offense has struggled throughout the year. You think let's put these guys on the field and see if they can drive down the field and win the game. I'd rather lose in that fashion than to lose just giving up a 73-yard punt return to one of the best punt returners in the nation. So yeah, I'm not sure what Jeff Levy was thinking. But yeah, that SEC win is gonna have to wait in Starkville for a little bit. So I'm glad it wasn't on us because it definitely would have heard all the smoke. After that, Texas season would have pretty much been over at that point, and we would have been looking at the Alamo Bowl. But still, man, Texas survives, man. They still have a shot to get into the CFP. Got a big game coming up this weekend against the Vanderbilt Commodores. And Diego Pavia and the boys come to the 40 acres. So definitely going to see what happens. Hoping that Arch Manning does play. But at the same time, Matthew Caldwell looks like he will probably be in line to be the starter at this point. Glad this game is at home and not in Nashville. Wouldn't want to put Matthew Caldwell, who hasn't started this year for us at least, on in an environment like that. So I'm glad he gets the chance to be around the home crowd if he does have to start. So yeah, a lot of good games moving into Week 10 this week. Your Mizzou Tigers have another top 10 matchup going against those bum ass Aggies. So I need y'all to do me a favor, please, and beat them. So I can talk my trash. But yeah, big game for you guys coming up in I believe it's in Columbia.
I believe that's in 2 weeks.
Actually. Is it in 2 weeks? Oh, you guys got the week off, don't you?
Yeah, we have a bye. I believe we have a bye week.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But I think that even then it's like, the game is in Columbia. This is one of our. This is our second to last one. Our last one is actually against Mississippi State. This is our last chance to shock somebody on our home turf.
Yeah.
This is that opportunity of Matt. I think that this having Matt being the starter potentially at this current point in time is probably the best situation because now you give him a little bit of a bye week, get him acclimated a little bit more, get him under the center, get him comfortable with the offensive line, which even though he did look very comfortable, he looked very comfortable last night or Saturday. But just getting them acclimated with the guys. So I think that this is a very pivotal bye week and a good time for us to rest.
Yeah. Good time for you guys to get off your feet and be able to heal up and get some injuries corrected. Yeah. Now I'm looking at the schedule now. Vanderbilt and Texas obviously play. We are the ABC game at 11 o'clock.
Joe Tessitore's
right. What we thought was going to be a great matchup, Penn State and Ohio State take on each other. But now, obviously, that's not going to be the matchup we thought it was going to be. Georgia and Florida are in their rivalry game in Jacksonville going to take on each other. And I don't know. It's a rivalry game.
It is. Georgia usually gets into dog. Like they beat Florida, but
but remember last year, Lagway and the boys had them on the ropes. I think was that the game that Lagway got hurt too? I think so. They were winning. Yeah, I believe they were winning, and then Lagway went down, and yeah, I think Georgia ended up pulling away. But yeah, love to see it. We'll love to see Kirby and them go down. We'll see what happens. Looking at the rest of the schedule, Oklahoma and Tennessee, battle of top 25 teams. And then Cincinnati and Utah is another battle of top 25 teams as well. So not too many great games on the Week 10 slate. Looks like we're kind of getting a subpar slate for top 25 at least on this week or whatever, which would make me think that the next week is probably going to be a lot better. Well, yeah. What do you think about the Week 10 games, and which games will you be watching this week?
Another great slate. I mean, from here on, everybody's fighting for their spot. A lot of 2-loss teams are fighting for their position. Again, this is going to be that situation where some team is going to get it essentially eliminated. I think that the games that I'm going to be watching for is Texas Tech at Kansas State. I think that Kansas State has hit that corner. Avery Johnson is back to playing a little bit better and playing more like Avery Johnson of last year, actually. That's going to be a game I'll be tuned into. Oklahoma and Tennessee. The loser of that game is pretty much looking from the outside in. Like they're gonna sit over there. DG, I think we agreed. No team with 3 losses can really get into the college football playoff. So you're in that spot.
I was about to ask a question about that. Moving forward with how things and I want people to kind of sit on this question for a little bit. I don't want people to answer this just now. I just want people to think about it. Just write it, jot it down, and we'll come back next week and see. Are we looking at the way things are going? There could be a possibility that a 3-loss team gets into this bracket. I don't know which school that is going to be, but I'm going to say it could potentially be an either an SEC team or possibly a Big Ten team. I don't know. But I'm starting to kind of come to my senses that maybe a 3-loss team getting into the CFP is not out of the realm.
It's not.
I still think it's gonna be very, very hard. But if some of these games go in a weird way, there could be potential that we have a little bit of chaos.
I think if we go through the rankings, we look at this again. Your top, if we're doing top 10, the teams in college football, all of them are either undefeated or have only 1 loss. The only one that's looking from the outside in right now is Notre Dame.
Right.
And right now, it's a 12-team playoff. My bad, it's a 12-team. So right now, Notre Dame will be the cutoff right now.
Right.
But if there's a time where we look at Notre Dame, their best win right now is USC.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like to say that teams help them, but them only losing the 3 to Miami, them only losing by 1 to Texas A&M. If they lose to one of these teams, like they lose at Boston College, they lose against Navy, that's not going to happen. If they lose at Pitt, they lose to Syracuse, they lose to Stanford, they lose to either one of these teams, bye-bye.
Right.
But say, for instance, we talk about a Tennessee. The only losses have been to Georgia and Bama. If Tennessee beats Oklahoma and they lose to Vanderbilt, maybe I'm not going to say the committee's going to vote them out.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how it goes. I just don't think it's severely out of the realm. Maybe if things I don't know. I just think things.
We talk about our teams right now. We're both 6-2. We haven't had bad losses. Actually, I don't know. Your team is bad. Florida, yeah, Florida was.
Florida's probably our only bad loss.
Yeah, your bad loss.
But if they beat Georgia, then does it become a bad loss?
It really doesn't. It just kind of looks like an off night. If y'all beat Vandy, Georgia, and Texas A&M, the Canadians guy has no choice but to put you
on. Right.
I think that the Canadians have no choice.
Yeah, if Texas can run, if Texas' best chances of getting in right now, they have to run the table.
They have to.
Pretty much.
Our Tigers. We've had, like I said, a combined losses of 10. If we beat Texas A&M and we beat Oklahoma and we beat Mississippi, we run the table right here. I mean, you ain't in the SEC championship game, but you're giving the committee something to really think about.
Yes. Yeah, I just think some of these teams are going to make the committee really have to think, especially down the stretch here. And I just think things in these last couple weeks could end up potentially getting pretty wacky, in my opinion. So we'll see how it goes, man. Obviously, it's all heating up as we draw near and closer to the end of this month and heading into November. Starting to see teams really separate themselves and see where this college football playoff bracket is going to end up. So, yeah, man. Of course, like I said, the playoffs are coming up, but we got the equinox going on right now, man. MLB playoffs, World Series is on. You got NBA coming back. You got NFL going on right now. You got college football going on right now. What better place to win a little bit of bread than with the good people at Underdog? Underdog fantasy promo code KingdomCast. New users play 5 and get 50 if you sign up today using a promo code as well. Boosttober is still going on. You guys got a couple days left. Boosttober is almost over, but there's still a lot of good sports action going on. So use those boosts wisely as you can and make a little bit of cheese for yourself coming up. You got Black Friday coming up. You're gonna want to spend some money.
DG, did they spend a lot of money on Halloween candy? They spend a little too much as they want.
A little bit too much bread on Halloween candy. You got Thanksgiving. You might have to buy that Thanksgiving meal up. What better way
to do Christmas
to earn a little extra funds than to go over and make some money and some bread with the good people at Underdog Fantasy, man? It's the best place to play daily fantasy sports and win cash prizes.
For sure.
Head over to there. Tell them Kingdom Cast sent you. And yeah, let's get to our next sponsor. Shout out to the good people over at Wings and Things, 5800 Truths. Tell them about the game day box, Trey.
Hey, man, it's not on a Friday, but hey, it still applies. Hey, we're going to have to go in. We're going to talk more about this game day box again. We tell it all the time. Hey, if you're setting up for a nice little Sunday night watch party, you sitting over there looking good, you over there peeking through, you got the bills, you tired of eating pizza, you tired of eating chips and dip, you tired of eating the regular, go ahead and get you a nice little game day box. We talking about, there's another thing, we got a lot of stuff going on here coming around. Go ahead and get you a little something similar for high school football. You got a little bit of game time with the college. Game day box gonna get you right for only $28.99. $28.99. You get 10 wing wangs. Wing wangs. They good size. Good size wing wang. You get 10 of them flats and drums. So it's nice and delicious. You get 10 tenders. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10. 10 tenders. You can sauce them up, season them up however you like. They got a nice little peach habanero type flavor. That's gonna go right for you. Then you got your large fry. Hey, these ain't no regular fries. They season these joints. These are nicer seasoned with a nice little ranch and a little roll. Hey, you need a little something to eat, a little nom. Go ahead and get you a nice little game day box. Me and DG, we had them before. We was sitting over there eating good. It was over there like, hey, when y'all gonna have them again? Shoot, whenever you want them again, you can go get them yourself.
Right.
But if y'all go get that box, tell them me and DG sent
you. Yeah. 5,800 Truths, man. Go up to Wings and Things, man. And tell them Kingdom Cast sent you as
There's
well.
It's a big staple in the community.
Right. That's gonna do it for us, guys, tonight, man. We appreciate you guys pulling up and joining us, discussing, everything that's going on with college football at this point in time. If you guys have thoughts, questions, anything like that, actually, I got a great suggestion the other day from our guy Ladarius, aka Shogun.
Shogun.
Tapping in with us. He would like for us to do a call-in show. So if you guys want to join us at some point in time about your college football team, Alabama fans, LSU fans, Florida fans, whatever fan you are or whatever, just shoot us a DM on either Twitter or my Facebook, one of those or whatever. I'm gonna actually get that set up for you guys here soon. We'll probably do it closer to the college football playoffs so people can come in and actually talk about their teams and give their perspective, and see where things go for it. So if you're interested in that, let us know. Follow us at our respective Twitters at _keep it prolific at that way A16, and let us know if you'd like to join us up here on the show one day. So yeah. Yeah, man. That's it for us, guys. Kingdom Cast is tomorrow. What you say?
High school.
Oh, shout out to high school football, Missouri high school football playoffs around the corner. Friday, I seen that St. Pius X takes on Winnetonka on Friday in the first round.
You got a couple of good game. You got Raytown playing Battle. I'm looking at it right now. You got Smith Cotton playing Grandview. You got Belton versus Rusty. Ooh, I know that one's gonna be a good one right there. My alma mater, Lee Summit High School. Hey man, we got a nice little game. It's a battle of Lee Summit versus Lee Summit North. Ooh, but that one ain't until 2 weeks from now. So don't worry about it this week. Next week, don't worry about that. Lee Summit West and Park Hill, they're playing actually on the 30th, so they want to go out and go trick or treating. No, we going trick or treating. Central and Staley, that's also tomorrow. Liberty, North and Oak Park, that's on Halloween. You got a lot of local teams, got a lot of local games. Yeah. You can't tell me, D, I couldn't go. There wasn't a game near me. Lincoln and Ray South. Shout out my dog Trizzy. Trizzy turning things around. I think they told me 5 straight wins, DG. Lincoln Blue Tigers.
Yep.
Lincoln Blue Tigers, they want a little winning streak. So they over there doing their little thing. Show up, man. Just show up and support the kids.
Yep. Get out locally, man. Support the kids. This is the playoffs kind of heat up around the city or whatever. Should be a lot of good football action out there. So get out there and try to support at least one of these high school football teams moving forward or whatever. So.
Shoot, Pembroke is Central. I know Central.
Central is great. Yeah, that's gonna do it for us. We appreciate y'all, man. We love y'all. We will see y'all next week. Peace, man.
Peace.